Hello, folks. Welcome to a college football week 0 predictions video. Yes, the wait is over. We've been waiting since spring training and through the off season, but now the wait is over. This is the new start of the 2025 college football season. We will start in week 0. We have, of course, 5 games, of course. The rest will play week 1 next week on Wednesday. So I will get my predictions for um, for week 1 either on Tuesday or Monday. So stay tuned as I get these videos out of the way. So, but let's just celebrate this because tomorrow is college football and we're excited. So let's get to it, starting in Dublin. Yes, we are starting in Dublin between the numbers 22nd ranked Iowa State Cyclones taking on the 17th ranked Kansas State Wildcats at 12 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Kansas State is a 3.5 point favorite. Real good game and a great way to start college football. Of course, last year we had Georgia Tech upsetting Florida State. This year we have a rivalry between Iowa State and Kansas State, and both teams are looking to get through this year with a playoff appearance. Of course, Iowa State last season made it to the Big 12 title, did not made it to the Big 12 title game, but fall short to the college football playoffs, but lost badly to Arizona State. Could this be the year they win this year? And yes, Rocco Beck is back as starter, and Matt Campbell is ready to go this year. They're going to take on a Kansas State Wildcats team that last season a lot of folks had them winning the Big 12, also Utah as well. This year I also had Kansas State winning the Big 12 and making it into the playoffs. So will this be the year they do win the Big 12? And that is going to be the question this season for the Big 12, is that who is going to win the Big 12? With that being said, this is a great game to start. 3.5 point favorites for Kansas State. I will take Kansas State. I think Kansas State wins it. Give me a 20-23 win. Meanwhile, we have Idaho State taking on UNLV at 4 p.m. Eastern on the Mountain West Network. And UNLV is a 29.5 point favorite. It's the highest spread of the week for this week. UNLV's head coach, Dan Mullen, who is, of course, the former Gators head coach, will make his coaching debut. Very excited to see what he'll bring for the Rebels after losing Barry Odom, who left the job to go to Purdue. They're going to take on an Idaho State team that they're trying to focus more on the FCS year than going through the FBS. So, yeah. Give me UNLV. They'll win it. We'll go 45-10. Yeah. All right. Fresno State taking on Kansas at 6:30 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Kansas is a 14.5 point favorite. Yes, Jalen Daniels is back for a third year for the Jayhawks, and they have some expectations. Of course, can they get this year? Could they be the year? Kansas can do what Kansas State that I just mentioned already earlier. Could they do an expectations to get to the playoffs? Maybe like an Indiana Hoosier Cinderella story. Yeah, we'll see. They're going to take on the Bulldogs of Fresno State, who, yes, they lost their quarterback in Mike Keene, who's now transferred to Michigan, and not sure who is their starter as of recorded. So, y'all let me know in this one. But if the new quarterback from Fresno State plays very confident, I think this should be a real competitive game. But because of whoever the starter in Fresno State it is, I'm going to go Kansas. I think they win this 24-10 against Fresno State. Sam Houston State taking on Western Kentucky at 7 p.m. Eastern on the CBS Sports Network. Western Kentucky is a 9.5 point favorite. So Sam Houston, what an incredible story. Going to the FBS level, they go out, get a bowl eligible, of course, in their first year, and they go out and win a bowl game, New Orleans Bowl. Congratulations to the Bearcats. Rah. They're going to take on the Western Kentuckies, who last season lost in the conference championship game, and they get to the bowl game with some questions, of course. But now this year, could they be better this year in the Conference USA? Or I believe they are. Maybe I'm right. Should be a fun game. I do think Sam Houston could play competitive in this one. And with that being said, this is my upset. I have Sam Houston. Yes, the Bearcats. Rawr. Are going to upset on Western Kentucky. Give me a, let's go 17-20 Bearcats. And finally, Stanford Cardinals taking on Hawaii Rainbow Warriors or Rainbow Rangers. I don't know what their team is, but I think it's Rainbow Warriors. 7 p.m. Eastern on CBS. Hawaii is a 2.5-point favorite. Not Stanford. Hawaii. And they got good players, of course, in Hawaii and a good quarterback a lot of people are hearing about. They're going to take on the Stanford Cardinals, who a new era begins in Stanford under their interim head coach, Frank Wright, who will make his coaching debut in college, as well as the new GM of Stanford football, Andrew Luck. And those two guys that I just mentioned, Andrew Luck and Frank Wright. I wonder what they're thinking right now over there in Hawaii for their game tomorrow. Yeah, don't focus on the ACC yet. Just focus in this game. Again, this should be real competitive. I'm going to go with another upset. I'm going to go with Stanford, and it will be tight. Stanford beats Hawaii 21-20. I think it's a 1-point game, and Frank Wright will win his first college football game as a Stanford head coach. That is it for my college football Week 0 predictions. Again, I will be releasing my Week 1 prediction video on either Monday or Tuesday, because yes, college football starts on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday. So it's going to be a 4 days of college football next week. So get ready for it, because my video for Week 1 will probably be the longest video I've ever done. So enjoy Week 0 of the 2025 college football.